What's up, Semen retention? Your life will be mediocre and miserable if you're addicted to if you're addicted to masturbation. Uh, you gotta look at what a lot of men are going through. You know what I'm saying? And even me. You know what I'm saying? Being addicted to your sexual desires and your sexual urges, and you don't have willpower and control over that area in your life. It sets up like a foundation in your whole life where you never really can get stuff done. You never really can go the extra mile. You never really can like feel like that intensity in life you're supposed to feel, that energeticness in life you're supposed to feel. It always take like the life out of everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? That's what masturbation does. That's what being addicted to watching the websites and masturbation does, and being super promiscuous. It take the life out of everything that you do. So everything that you do feel like a third of what it's really supposed to feel. It feel like a fraction of what it's supposed to feel. You know. It doesn't. Everything you set up a foundation where you're gonna be lazy. At the same time, nothing else, like nothing feels good, you know, and then it sets up to where you don't even feel like yourself. So it makes you lazy. Nothing feels good to do, and then you don't even feel like yourself. And when you have those things going on with you and those problems in your life, that set up a foundation where you be miserable in life because you never feel like yourself and you never ever accomplished anything or worked hard on anything, so you don't have nothing to feel like you feel like you accomplished in life. And then at the same time you're lazy, you barely have to want to do anything. So that makes you miserable, and that makes your life mediocre because who wants to live a life like that? Nobody. You get what I'm saying? That's why we have to understand how powerful your sexual energy is. That's the strongest energy you have in your body. That's the strongest kind of intense feeling you have in your body. You know what I'm saying? Because that what that's meant for is meant for you to procreate, and it's meant for you to transmute that energy as well. Because it's not just for procreation. You can also recreate yourself. You get what I'm saying? Or recreate a better version of yourself. And I ain't trying to sound like, you know what I'm saying, not cliche. What's the word? I ain't trying to sound like some type of dude is like believing nonsense, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, it's very powerful when you use it within yourself, and you can transmute that energy into your goals in life. Because that's all it is. It's not about, everybody saying all these benefits and all this type of stuff. It's about you becoming who you want to become in life, and feeling and having that feeling of living your life and feeling good. And a dude commented under one of my videos, and it take the dopamine level so low, and uh it take a lot of stuff that make you actually want to go out and live your life and work hard. You know what I'm saying? And it just take a lot of that, bro. And I think that's why we have a generation of men nowadays. And you got and even looking at stuff like more stuff is accepted socially from like just being more promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? Stuff not being as traditional no more. You know, but not. And I'm not saying society is the problem. I'm saying that the world is becoming more normalized to sexual degeneracy and being promiscuous and stuff. And so it's a lot of young men out there who have problems sexually and stuff, and then they don't never look at it as bad, but a lot of times they're gonna discover it's bad. And then once it's time for them to, like, once it's got really bad, they're gonna try to stop and they can't stop. And then that puts you on a whole journey, you know what I'm saying? It puts you on a whole journey right there, because it's not easy. It's just not easy. And it's extremely, extremely, extremely rare when you can find a guy who can control himself sexually. It's really rare. And I'm not saying that I just know because I know, but I know myself, and I know it's a lot of guys in my same exact position. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say that, just because I go through stuff, but I know that, it's a lot of guys in my position. You know what I'm saying? It's really a lot of them. And so I just look at that, and I understand that for a man to really be able to control himself sexually, I think nowadays any guy that tampered with themselves sexually, they open the door for addiction. You get what I'm saying? For to being addicted to, you know, sex. And I'm not saying it's not bad. Like if you're a guy and you have a wife, you know what I'm saying? And you have somebody you with and you have sex with them every day, that's not being addicted to sex. You get what I'm saying? That's not the bad way to go about having sex. You get what I'm saying? That's not a bad way to have an outlet for your sexual desires and your sexual nature. What is whenever you're addicted to these alternative methods like masturbation, and you get what I'm saying, being super promiscuous with other girls, which is you having sex and stuff, but it's in a very dysfunctional way. It's a way where you don't really care about the girl don't really care about you. All it is just, you know what I'm saying, flesh on flesh, and it's just carnal. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big problem right there. Uh, you have to do it in healthy ways where you actually care about the person, man. And you gotta understand, sex not the bad thing. Sex is not the bad thing, but it's just how we go about it and how we approach it. I think that's the problem. And it's a lot of men I see that's older than me, and I be at work or something, and they be like, because it be guys like I've had weird experiences at work or whatever where a guy be talking to me, he be like, "Oh, when I was your age," because whenever I go places, everybody always think I'm younger than what I am, and they'll just be start talking to me about random stuff like girls and stuff, and the guys be like 20 years older than me or whatever, and they be talking like, "When I was your age, I was getting all the girls, and I was, you know what I'm saying, I was smashing all the girls or whatever," and I'm thinking like, you still right here in this same place where I'm at. You get what I'm saying? I'm 21 and you 41, you know? So I'd be like, yeah, I gotta get away from, you know what I'm saying, anything sexually immoral, and I have to get in full control of my sexual nature, and my sexual energy. Because it's a lot of guys, it's guys I know where they never really had problems with masturbation. And you can tell that because you can look at their personality and tell they don't have that type of problem. But most guys do. You get what I'm saying? So you just have to really look at that. And the guys I see that don't have a problem with themselves sexually, these guys be more social. These guys have more going on with their life. You get what I'm saying? And that's why you gotta understand, bro. Life ain't about just getting girls, and because like it's so many guys out there, and I'm pretty sure y'all can agree with me. Like it's so many guys out there, they whole life is built off of what girls like. You get what I'm saying? They whole life, they whole habits, their whole personality is built off of trying to attract a girl, or trying to get a girl, and doing what girls like. You gotta actually do stuff that you like, regardless if somebody think it's corny, somebody think it's weird, somebody think it's lame, somebody think you stupid, somebody think you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You gotta set up that foundation where, no, I'm doing what I want to do with my life. I don't care about what somebody opinion say, or this group of people think I'm weird, or you can't be worried about that because you only got one life and it's yours. It's not nobody else's life, you know, and you just have to understand that, bro. You know, I gotta work on a lot of stuff with my life too because if I don't change myself, for real, if I don't change myself, I'm headed down the same road. I'm headed down the same road if I don't change myself. And I just think it's up to me, man. No excuses. It's just up to me. It's a matter of whether when I'ma do it. And I feel very bad for myself, because I look at all the years I wasted. I'm 21 now. Imagine I could have stopped masturbating and watching porn when I was 17. I could have stopped when I was 16. I could have stopped when I was 18. I could have stopped last year. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I could have been so much further, but I keep holding myself back because I just won't let the addiction go. You know, and I don't want it bad enough, but I do want it bad enough. But that's why I've relapsed, because I did not want it bad enough. And so, yeah, man, I could go on, but that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.